Namaste Trinetraya, Namaste Trishuladharine, Namaste Kalagni Rudraya, Namaste Bhīmeśvaraya, Namaste Har Har Mahadev. Among the 12 sacred Jyotirlingas of Lord Śiva, Bhīmaśaṅkara stands as a powerful reminder that the presence of Mahadev may not always be revealed, yet his protection is never absent. This is a story of two very different forms of tapas. One was performed by Bhīma, a mighty demon who sought strength, conquest, and revenge, and the other belonged to King Sudakṣiṇa, who had been stripped of his kingdom and freedom, yet remained unwavering in his devotion to Mahadev. One sought divine power so that the world might bow before him. The other sought only the feet of Mahadev. And when arrogance finally raised its weapon against devotion, the Lord, who remained unseen, revealed himself from a simple earthen Shivalinga. This is not merely the story of the destruction of a powerful demon. It is a story of faith when nothing appears to be changing, of surrender when everything has been taken away, and of the assurance that the devotee may not always see Mahadev, but Mahadev never loses sight of his devotee. Long ago, upon the Sahaya mountain, there lived a demon named Karkati with her son Bhīma. Though endowed with tremendous strength and a fierce nature, Bhīma had grown up without knowing the identity of his father. When the truth was sought from his mother, it was revealed that his father was Kumbhakarna, the mighty younger brother of Ravana. Kumbhakarna had once come to the Sahaya mountain, and Bhīma had been born from their union. Later, during the great war in Lanka, Kumbhakarna had been slain by Lord Brahmā. Karkati also spoke to the other tragedies that had befallen her family. Her former husband, Virada, had been killed by Lord Brahmā, while her parents had been reduced to ashes by the sage Sudakṣiṇa, a disciple of the great sage Agastya. Upon hearing this, Bhīma became consumed by anger. Since Lord Brahmā was an incarnation of Lord Vishnu, Lord Vishnu came to be regarded as the cause of his family's suffering. A desire for vengeance arose within Bhīma, but extraordinary power would first be needed. And so, a severe penance was undertaken with Lord Brahmā as an object of meditation. For 1,000 years, Bhīma remained absorbed in tremendous austerities, standing upon a single foot with his arms raised and his gaze fixed upon the sun. The penance continued until a terrible, fiery radiance began to emerge from him. The worlds became afflicted by this heat, and the Devas sought refuge in Lord Brahmā. The prayers were heard, and Lord Brahmā appeared before Bhīma. A boon was offered, and Bhīma asked for unequaled strength, and the boon was granted. But this tapas, the penance, had not been undertaken for self-mastery or liberation. It had been performed for power, and when great power is governed by anger and pride, destruction soon follows. Filled with arrogance, Bhīma began his conquest. The celestial realms were attacked, Lord Indra and the Devas were defeated and driven from their positions. Even Lord Vishnu was challenged and overcome in battle through the power of Brahma's boon. Having brought terror to the heavens, Bhīma turned toward the earth. His attention fell upon Kamarupa, an ancient sacred region ruled by a righteous king named Sudakṣiṇa, who was an ardent devotee of Mahadev. A terrible battle followed. Although King Sudakṣiṇa fought courageously, Bhima's strength had been greatly enhanced by Lord Brahma's boon. The king was defeated, his kingdom was seized, and he was bound in chains and imprisoned in an isolated place. His kingdom had been taken, his freedom had been taken, his worldly power had been taken, but his devotion to Mahadev remained untouched. Within the prison, earth was gathered and a pārthiva liṅga, a sacred Śiva liṅga made from clay, was fashioned. Meditation, prayers were offered while the sacred Panchakshari mantra, preceded by pranava, was repeated continuously. Om Namaḥ Śivāya. Sudakṣiṇa's beloved wife, Queen Dakṣina, also joined in the worship. Though deprived of their kingdom and freedom, the couple remained completely absorbed in Mahadev. Meanwhile, Bhima's tyranny spread. All yajnas and sacred rites were disrupted. Offerings intended for the gods were demanded for himself. The teachings and rituals of the Vedas, Shastras, Puranas were all dishonored, and the sages were tormented. All people were driven away, and even the Devas were subjected to suffering. Unable to endure the oppression any longer, the Devas and sages, with Lord Brahmā and Mahavishnu at their head, sought refuge in Lord Śiva. On the auspicious banks of Mahakoshi, an earthen liṅga was fashioned, and Mahadev was worshipped with prayers and sincerity. Pleased by their devotion, Lord Śiva appeared before them. The suffering caused by Bhima was placed before him, and the destruction of the demon was sought. Mahadev assured them that Bhima would be slain. He then spoke to King Sudakṣiṇa as his excellent devotee and instructed that the king should continue his worship, for his task would soon be completed. The message was carried to the imprisoned king, yet something remained unknown to King Sudakṣiṇa. Mahadev was already there. For the protection of his devotee, Lord Śiva had arrived with his ganas and remained concealed nearby. The king could not see him, yet Mahadev had never been absent. The king continued meditating upon the Śiva liṅga, unaware that the very Lord upon whom his mind was rested was already beside him. There is something deeply beautiful in this moment. The devotee may continue praying because the Lord appears not to have arrived. The answer may seem distant and no divine presence may yet be visible. And yet Mahadev may already be there, unseen, silent, protecting his devotee. In time, Bhima was informed that the imprisoned king was performing rituals that might be directed against him. Enraged, he seized his sword and went to the prison. There, the Śiva liṅga was seen before King Sudakṣiṇa, and he demanded an explanation. But the king's mind remained fixed on Mahadev. Whatever was destined to occur would occur. The fruits of karma rested with the Lord, and complete faith and surrender was placed in Lord Śiva. King Sudakṣiṇa therefore spoke without any fear, because the Lord, the protector of his devotees, and the Lord of all beings was being worshipped. And Bhima responded with ridicule. He mocked Mahadev. His power was questioned, and King Sudakṣiṇa was ordered to abandon Mahadev's worship. But King Sudakṣiṇa's faith remained unshaken, because his conviction was simple. He would never forsake Lord Śiva, as Lord Śiva would never forsake him. Threats followed, and Lord Śiva himself was ridiculed. Still, King Sudakṣiṇa remained unmoved. Finally, Bhima's anger reached its height. His sword was raised against the liṅga itself, and at that very moment, Mahadev manifested from the Śiva liṅga. The Lord, who remained concealed beside his devotee, now revealed himself. Mahadev appeared as Bhīmeśvara and proclaimed that he had manifested for the protection of his devotee, and no great celestial weapon was required. Only the sound hum was uttered by Mahadev, and the battle was brought to an end. In an instant, Bhima was reduced to ashes. His demon army was consumed by the fury of Lord Śiva, like a forest swallowed by a great fire. No trace of Bhima remained. The strength granted by Lord Brahmā had made him extraordinarily powerful, but power had given rise to arrogance, and arrogance had led to adharma, and adharma had ultimately led to destruction. With Bhima gone, the Devas, the sages, everyone bowed before Lord Śiva and prayed that he remain there for the welfare and happiness of the world. They prayed that his presence would sanctify the land and that he would forever be worshipped as Bhīmaśaṅkara, removing misfortune and fulfilling the righteous desires of his devotees. Their prayer was accepted, and Mahadev remained. The Lord, who had manifested as Bhīmeśvara for the protection of his devotee, came to be eternally worshipped as Bhīmaśaṅkara Jyotirliṅga. The demon Bhima and the King Sudakṣiṇa present a profound contrast. Bhima performed penance for 1,000 years. Extraordinary austerities were endured. A boon was received and immense strength was obtained. Yet, all of it was eventually lost because the power had been sought only for domination. While King Sudakṣiṇa possessed almost nothing, his kingdom, his freedom had been taken, and he remained imprisoned before a simple Śiva liṅga that he fashioned from earth. Yet something far greater remained with him. Sharanagati, that is, complete surrender. Bhima sought divine power so that others might bow before him, while the king sought only to bow before Mahadev. Perhaps that is the deepest teaching of Bhīmaśaṅkara. There may be moments when prayers appear unanswered. There may be times when nothing seems to change, when circumstances remain difficult, and when the presence of the divine cannot be felt. But absence from our sight does not mean absence of the Lord. Faith is not merely believing after the miracle has appeared. Faith is remaining at the feet of Mahadev before the miracle appears. It is quite certainty. I shall not forsake Lord Śiva, and my Lord will never forsake me. And that was the king's strength. And ultimately, it was greater than all the strength the demon had received from its boons. Worldly strength may protect for a time. Kingdoms may rise and fall. Power may be gained and lost. But the one who has truly taken refuge in Mahadev is never without him. That is the greatness of Bhīmeśvara, and this is the grace of Bhīmaśaṅkara. And this is the eternal assurance of Mahadev. You may not always see me, but I have not left you. May Jagatpita Mahadev bless us all. Keep seeking, keep chanting, keep surrendering. Om Namaḥ Śivāya.